This one's kind of interesting. I got a request for a pocket holster for a J-frame snubby. I think it's a model 340. Anyway, this is my pocket holster, and the gun just slips in. It's designed to hold the gun upright, and well, people say they don't like it printing, but you know, unless somebody's looking closely at your pocket, they can't really tell what's in there. But anyway, it's designed to hold the gun upright and secure while you're walking around or whatever. And this part, I don't double the layer all the way out to the edge, so this part will stay flexible, because your legs aren't square and flat. They've got a curve, and that just makes it carry a little easier. The gun just slips out. Whoop. But the request was for a pocket holster that had bullet loops. It had a couple of bullet loops to carry a couple of extra rounds. And the gun is a 357 Magnum, but it also can shoot 38 specials. So I got some, I got a couple of 357 Magnums here, and a couple of 38 specials. So anyway, what I had to do was make another pattern off of it. I use this yellow paper, hoping that maybe y'all can see what I'm drawing on it a little better, because I know the red paper, like this color paper, the lines are kind of, you couldn't really see what I was doing. But anyway, I took this pattern, which is for this holster, and I traced it onto here. Now, down here, I think you can see where I added a little bit extra, and I'll explain why in a minute. But what it was, also, I didn't want to have the double stitch line. There's no real reason for a double stitch line anyway. I just kind of like the way it looks. On the original pattern, of course, it folded over like that, and the gun would fit in there. I made a pattern for my stitch line. This would sit right here, and I'd use a scratch awl or something and trace on that inner line, and that would be my inner stitch line. So I took this piece and put it on my pattern that I traced off of this one, and I drew where the inner stitch line would go. And then I outlined that about 1/8 of an inch or so, because it's going to be 7-ounce leather, so it doesn't have to really be that wide of a stitch line. Then I went to figure out how to make the bullet loops, and you can see I've got a little bit just jutting out right there, and that's going to be where the bullet loops are going to sit. And I also did that. I increased that curve there, and I drew a little reference to that curve right there to accommodate where the extra rounds are going to sit, so they're not hanging off the edge. Now sometimes making a pattern takes a while, because I like to draw it down and then leave it sit for a while. Like I'll be sitting on the sofa watching TV, it's like, hey, I got an idea, then I'll come back and I'll do it. Like instead of this curve here, instead of having just come straight out from the side, I put this curve down here, and that's changed like 3 or 4 times to until it's where I like it. I'm finally happy with this pattern. I'm going to go ahead and cut it out and transfer it to leather and get started on it. Let's see how this is going to turn out. It's going to be pretty cool.